talking about how to find happiness in a relationship or in the relationship that you're in. And, I think this is something that a lot of times, we struggle with, just with happiness. And it's not so much that, that you have to find happiness in a relationship. And I think that that's one of the kind of the mistakes that we make a lot, and a lot of it has to do with the way that we're conditioned pretty much. We're always being told, the importance of having a relationship, finding that someone that you love, somebody who will make you happy, right? And people who are not in relationships are constantly being told that, to start going out more and putting themselves out there in the hopes that they're going to find that, that someone who could make them happy. And I think that that's a lot of times one of the big problems is that, it's easy to look for happiness in another person, or that somehow being in a relationship is going to be enough to make you happy, when the truth of it really is that happiness is something that we have to find within ourselves. Nobody can give it to us. So if we go into a relationship with the expectation that this relationship is going to make me happy, or this person is going to make me feel happy, it's really setting ourselves up for a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration, a lot of resentment, a lot of anger, right? And the bottom line, a lot of unhappiness, because like I said, nobody can give it to you. And one of the things, a lot of times what happens is even, couples in relationships do this a lot, to where, one person can take the responsibility of making the other person happy, right? They take on all that responsibility. And really, if we look at a relationship, what is it? It's a 50-50 kind of situation, right? So, one person and the other person share the responsibilities, but there's problems that happen when one person really takes on all the responsibility of trying to make the other person happy, and it can never really happen. And it's really unfair to both people, because you have one person who is looking for happiness from the other, and they never get it, because the other person can't make them happy. Nobody can give happiness to anyone, right? It's got to be found within ourselves. So then, the other person can, and it often happens where they feel like a failure. They feel like something's wrong with them. They feel guilty. They think that, they're messing up in the relationship, and that they're the cause of unhappiness in the relationship. So it really kind of creates a lot of sadness, a lot of anger and resentment and problems in relationships, when one person's taking on all that responsibility, and or the other person is expecting to find happiness in this relationship and in the other person. So then what do we do about it, right? Because if we're not going to find happiness in anybody or anything, right, then what do? How do we find it? We always hear about happiness is something that we have to find within ourselves. I don't think that's a big secret, but how do we do it? So here's kind of one thing I would put out there is to look at what it is that you feel is keeping you from being happy. Right? And when you ask yourself this question, what is it that's keeping me, or what is it that's stopping me from being happy? What is it? And when you ask that, though, here's kind of the ground rules, so to speak, right? You're not allowed to blame somebody else, and you're not allowed to blame something else. So you can't put it on, what's stopping me from being happy is that asshole, right? What's stopping me from being happy is that I don't have enough money, or, what's stopping me from being happy is, he's not doing this, or he's not doing that, or he's not helping with the kids, or he's not communicating with me, or he doesn't trust me, right? It can't be about the other person, and it can't be about anything outside of you. So what the challenge with this is to really look within yourself, and to ask yourself, when you ask yourself that question, what is it that's keeping me from being happy? What is it within myself that's keeping me from being happy, is how we want to look at it. And it's a pretty deep question, and it's not an easy one, because again, a lot of times, like, we're just so kind of conditioned to feel like we need people and we need things. You know, we need more money and then we'll be happy, or we need a bigger house and then we'll be happy, or we need to find Mr. Right and we'll be happy, or Mrs. Right. We need a better car. We need more clothes, right? We need things that are going to make us happy, and they never really do, other than for just a little bit of time, right? It's very, very brief. And then it only leaves us wanting more, right? Now because I found happiness, you know, in having more money, or now because, you know, me and my significant other had a real romantic night and had great sex, and man, that really made me happy. And now here it is a couple days later. Oh my God, I'm unhappy. I need more. I need more money, or I need more sex, or I need more clothes, or I need more of this, right? So it's really about looking within ourselves when we ask that question. What is it that's stopping me from being happy within myself? And when you look at that, look at the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and even the things that trigger you. The things that trigger you out here in the world are a lot of times really revealing a lot of truth to you about something about you. And within that something, within those triggers, a lot of times the answer lies within there as well. So hopefully that helps, but it really is an inside out job, or an inside job, I should say. When we get happy on the inside, we will find happiness on the outside, right? But it really is an inside job. So to answer the question, how do you find happiness in your relationship? It really is about going within you, looking deep within you and asking yourself the question of what is it within myself that's keeping me from being happy, and really looking deep within that, and that is where the truth will lie. So hope this helps. I'm going to take off now. Enjoy the rest of this day. And until the next time, you guys, have faith, follow your heart, and trust yourself. And find that happiness, because you absolutely deserve it. Take care.